throughout my childhood, I suffered from depression. Childhood more so during my late teens, early 20s, young adulthood. And I had several suicide attempts, several. And I just never could understand why I was still around. And I was just wondering, like, what is my purpose? It seemed like I lost all purpose. Then one day I was at my lowest point. My mom called me and said I was going to be an uncle. And I was like, my family came through again. Family. I felt like that's my purpose. Now I have a purpose to be an uncle and to go back home. They wanted me to move back home. But everything was fine. In 2017, I was arrested. I had written a bad check several years prior for like $40-something. And they arrested me, kept me in jail over the weekend. A few weeks after that, I was picked up again. And then that's when they told me in jail that my family had been killed. They had been murdered, home invasion. And, it just changed everything. Situations weren't too good, and I was getting taken advantage of and everything else, and lots of drugs here and there, and people trying to use me for this and that and the other. So I ended up moving out of situations. I ended up on the street because I'd rather be on the streets than being in bad environments. It's just not what I wanted to be surrounded by. And one day I was in the hospital and someone told me about the mission. And so I was dropped off to the mission. My reason for coming was unique, as is the next person and the next person. But I found a commonality is that we all needed God in our lives. We all needed something more than what we had, right? I felt like I needed an understanding of Jesus Christ and God's sacrifice and the fact that I was forgiven for sins, sins that I committed and current sins, and not to idolize my family. I felt like, I was like, well, without them, what do I have now? But I learned that to be at peace because God has them, and someday I will see them again. So that brings me peace and comfort. Well, after graduation, I plan just to let God lead me. I don't have any definite plans, concrete plans. I've learned just not to set any plans and just let God take the wheel. So that's what I'm going to do. I have lots of hope. My name is Leroy Sashon, and I'm a child of God.